What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday. I'm going to have to try to make this as quick as I possibly can, but we're going to go through the top 10 matchups, and then I'm going to head to Philly, going to go spend some time with my brother, have a good time, and then wake up and go to the Eagles game. I cannot wait. Can't thank Justin enough for inviting me. I'm very ecstatic. Can't wait to take some pictures, videos, do what I can to show you guys what kind of time we're having there at the 4th and John tailgate, all that stuff. I cannot truly wait. So let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. First, we'll go into the injuries that we have found out. And we talked about yesterday, Jordan Mailata is out for the Eagles. We know that. So Andre Dillard will be starting at left tackle. And we already have our guards out. So we know that, we're just stringing things together. But we've talked about the depth of this offensive line. So let's hope that, luckily the Chiefs missing somebody on their line, Frank Clark. And he's not the same guy he used to be, but still their best guy on their line. They've got Chris Jones in the middle there. I'd actually say he's probably the best, but missing him on the outside, that's big. And I think that obviously losing another corner in Charvarius Ward, he was questionable. Now he is out. That's going to be big for them. DeAndre Baker is going to have to play some. You know that Mike Hughes, we've talked about, L'Jarius Sneed on the other side. So I'm really hopeful that Hurts can turn things around, get these receivers rolling. So let's get into this bad boy. You know that both these teams sitting at 1 and 2. And look, we know that the NFC East is always a battle, but the NFC East is still up for grabs. We've got a long way to go, but you never know what can happen in a long season. So we'll see. We're about a quarter way through. That's nuts, but hopefully we have a good game tomorrow. And then the Chiefs sitting at the bottom of their division. You're seeing the narrative out there. They're pissed. Yeah, well, they want to win all the time, and they're a good team, so they're going to try to win regardless. So intriguing matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. I saw the video the Chiefs made. They're the underdog, apparently. Yeah, okay. What timeline are you on, dude? Regardless, we know that our new coach and this whole new coaching staff, all of these guys, their first time having these jobs, and they've got a lot to learn, and that's okay. We've talked about growing pains throughout the offseason. This is what we expect, but now they're going up against some veteran coaches here, and we all know Andy Reid. So Andy Reid comes home. He's bringing his friends with him, and I saw a cool story today, and it was about Nick Sirianni, and he was saying that when Reid got to Kansas City, he had brought David Culley with him, the wide receivers coach, and, kind of had to let Sirianni go. So that's when he first got to meet him. But he said he always respected how he talked to him and how he let him go. So he's always tried to, kind of mimic that. And he said he did that this year when he was a head coach with the players and, the people he had to let go. So intriguing matchup. And love Andy Reid forever, but hoping we get this win. So let's talk about these top 10 matchups, and whatever, comments or questions you guys have, please feel free to throw them my way. If you have, anything you want to talk about other than this, more than welcome. If you're watching it later, you want to comment, please go right ahead. Always try to get back to you guys. So let's get it started. The number one matchup, and you know how we do this, no specific order other than we're going with the Eagles offense first, and then we go with the Chiefs offense after. So it's just offense versus defense, obviously, but hey, let's go. Jalen Hurts, we need to see what he can do against this Chiefs defense. We've talked about it all week. This is not, a great defense like the Niners. And, they had a lot of people missing. This is definitely, with these guys missing people, not the toughest task at hand. But the Cowboys were apparently not that good, and they were missing people. So Trevon Diggs has improved. Dan Quinn has helped that defense. But we looked atrocious against the Cowboys. So we really need to step it up against the Chiefs. And I think it's a prime position. They've got some decent safeties. They've got the Honey Badger back there. They've got Sorensen. They've got some okay players, but I think this offense really, really needs to get things going. And we've talked about, last week, everybody blaming Sirianni for not running, but you talk about those RPOs, Jalen Hurts not choosing to hand the ball off or running it himself. The decision-making and obviously the accuracy are things that Jalen Hurts, we knew going into the season, had to work on, and we're seeing it right in front of us. So let's see him turn things around. I think that obviously that's a huge matchup to watch for. So we need to see Jalen Hurts turning around and show people the skills he does have and not keep showing those mistakes. Show that he is working on things and that he can get better. I mean, That's progression, man, development. So let's see how he is developing. Now, up next, number 2, we talked about the Eagles having, Dillard there, but I like Dillard, and I've talked about that since we drafted Dillard, and well, before we drafted Dillard. And let's be real here, he did pretty damn well last week, regardless of the loss. So it's nice that Frank Clark is out, so he's going to have to deal with Alex Okafor, but Okafor still pretty decent. And we'll see how they move guys around, Chris Jones and everything like that. So we'll see. But what intrigues me is in the middle. Now, Jason Kelsey, we all know what he's about. But the guys next to Kelsey, who the hell are they going to be? I think Nate Erbig is going to be one of those guys. But you just saw right before I got on here, we activated Josiah Scott and Jack Driscoll. So maybe Driscoll could slide in and be one of those guards. Maybe it's Sua Opeta. But Landon Dickerson had the guard spot there. We'll see if he is healthy enough, if they feel comfortable after him hurting his hip and having an injury history. Maybe let him just kind of sit back and learn a little bit more, get some actual practice in before we just throw him in the fire. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But Jack Driscoll being taken off of the IR today, that definitely gives us further options. So that's good. I know that Stoutland loves Sua Opeta, but I'd rather see Jack Driscoll. Hopefully he's healthy enough. Now, up next, matchup number 3. This is a key matchup because we all know we need to run that damn ball. So the linebackers we have here, Nick Bolton, Anthony Hitchens, talked about these guys yesterday. And look, I think we are going to be able to run that damn ball. We've been talking about this for a few days now. We are still 5th when it comes to rush yards per game. Hurts is moving the ball. We did not hand the ball off, though. You need to establish that run. These guys are giving up 29.7 rush attempts per game, and they're giving up 160.3 yards per game. That's 31st. You need to run the damn ball. Use those running backs, and obviously this team could score some points on us, the Chiefs. So obviously you may have to use your running backs as pass catchers. You may have to do those things. That's fine. But allow them to establish that run first and not make yourself one-dimensional, please, for the love of God. So I can't stress that enough. Run the ball. Run the damn ball, please, for the love of God. Now, up next, we have our receivers. A lot of promise there. We know they're talented, but can they all get on the same page with Hurts? Sirianni, can we use these guys in the right situations at the right time? Really just stupid mistakes. We're not getting touchdowns or missing little things, and I still believe in this trio. I think they are very talented. It's just they really need to keep developing, and that's fine. For me, I'm okay with watching what I see now. I want them to be used differently. I would like to see them fix some things, but at this moment, I'm not losing my mind that, they're busts and I'm freaking out or anything. I think these guys have an opportunity. We talk about, with Charvarius Ward out now, you've got L'Jarius Sneed, DeAndre Baker, and Mike Hughes. I think these receivers really have an opportunity to step it up tomorrow. So I'm not going to sit here. I mean, last week we talked about it. These young guys can do damage. And if you watch the tape, and we've talked about this, Devontae Smith is open a lot in that Cowboys game. So a lot of things we talk about Hurts. A lot of things are on Nick Sirianni. So it's a team game, though, man. We just need these guys to get on the same page. So I'm hoping these receivers really turning around, and we're the team that puts up a lot of points. I know a lot of people aren't really giving us a chance, but I believe in this team, and I think that this offense can put up numbers with anybody. So if our defense can try to slow down Patrick, we'll get into that in a second. There's always a chance, baby. So let's keep it rolling. Ertz and Goddard. We got to use this matchup. The receivers, they're going to be scared of them. They're hurting in the corner department, missing 2 guys there. But once they key on that, that the Honey Badger and Sorensen, they'll be using their linebackers, whatever they can do to try to stop Ertz and Goddard. But let's see some more of that 12 personnel. Don't mind that 13 personnel. Throw Stoll in there. Maybe a little play action, a little pass in there, whatever you want to do. But Ertz and Goddard, it's time to shine. We know on the other side of the ball, they will be doing the same damn thing with Travis Kelce. So let's go. Use those tight ends. Ertz had a decent game, a good game for once, and I'd like to see both of them get involved into this offense. And I know that Hurts likes to go to tight ends. I don't know if he's trying to force things. Just relax. And I think those things come in time. So let's give it a little time here. Now on to we're done pretty much with the Eagles offense. Let's go over to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes against the Eagles defense. This is going to be the toughest test of the season. So you have Patrick Mahomes. We all know he is the best quarterback right now. If you don't agree with that, he's one of the best, whatever. He is super talented, got a lot of weapons on that team. They just added Josh Gordon. Thankfully, he will not be playing. Who knows where he's at physically and, football shape and everything. But regardless, I'm just grateful. But, still got Hardman and Robinson, not just Tyreek Hill, not just Travis Kelce. So we have to get this defense to get to Patrick Mahomes for the love of God. We're going to talk about that in a second, how we can do that. But old Patty, if you can get him on his ass, if you can hurt, you saw last year in the Super Bowl, when he was missing offensive linemen, that was huge for him. So there is a way to stop him. They're not hurting on offensive linemen right now or anything like that, but there are, some opportunities here for the Eagles to attack. So they've got Orlando Brown there now, and then Yang on the other side. And I think, these guys right here, we have an opportunity to attack Patrick Mahomes. Now, Orlando Brown's pretty damn good, but Yang being, I think there was a third-round pick last year. But you have Sweat and Barnett sharing snaps, and then on the other side, you've got Avery and Johnson. These are your guys as your stand-up rushers, and, Avery and Johnson being the Sam linebackers. They will drop into coverage sometimes. They have a different role completely. But Patrick Johnson saw an uptick in snaps last week, and I really, really like that. We talked about what he meant to this defense when we drafted him. So I like Jannard Avery. He's all right, but I think he's more of a depth piece, and I'd like to see Patrick Johnson take over there eventually. So we shall see how that goes. Now, not just on the outside, I think the biggest key here, attack on the inside. You've got Joe Thuney there now, but they've got some young guys on. You've got Creed Humphrey in the center, and then you've got Trey Smith, two rookies there. And I really like Creed Humphrey in this draft. So he's a good center, but we've got Fletcher Cox, the grave digger, Javon Hargrave, and then Milton Williams. We talked about him getting that start last week. That's exactly what I talked about when I said we run a 3-4. I know everybody thinks Josh Sweat's just going to get plugged in there, but he doesn't play that role really. And they've tried. You've seen him on a couple snaps, but he doesn't do well as a defensive end in the 3-4. So Milton Williams just seems like the perfect fit, and that's exactly who got the start, who got more snaps, but we need the production now. So hopefully he's learned some things from last week. He keeps continuing to develop just as much as everybody else, and hopefully we see a good game from Milton Williams, not just Cox and Hargrave getting in there, but obviously some people pissed off at Cox. I've seen some good things, but definitely some things where you feel maybe he's slowing down, but I still love the guy. I think he's one of the best, so I think he's going to get in there. Wreak havoc. Let's see all three of them. Now on to, I guess we're going the same one. Let's go to number 9. These last two are the very important ones when it comes to our defense trying to stop their offense. We've got Travis Kelce here. We all know what he is. We are going to have to use everyone and their mother to try to stop him. Luckily, Rodney McLeod is back. So hopefully he and Anthony Harris as the safeties can help out those linebackers. I know we play a lot of zone, so we're going to have a team effort here, ladies and gentlemen, to try to stop Travis Kelce. Best of luck. We did good against Pitts and Kittle, but not so great against Jarwin and Schultz as a duo. So we'll see, but hopefully we can shut Travis Kelce down. It's just going to be a very, very tough task. Now, I mentioned we play in a zone, so it's hard to just say like, oh, this offensive guy is matched up with this guy, but regardless, Tyreek Hill, he is a killer in the slot. That's where he excels, and he can play outside. He can play wherever. They move him around, but he excels in the slot, and our nickel corner happens to be Avonte Maddox, who has actually improved this year, but that's because we're not playing him outside. So we talked about how much he would do better inside. He has. Now, this unit as a whole has to work together, from the corners to the linebackers to the safeties, all dependent on that defensive line getting some kind of pressure and stopping Patrick Mahomes before he has time to throw it to someone like Tyreek Hill. Because not only is he a burner, he can run routes, he can catch that damn ball, he goes up and gets it, but he keeps plays alive. He knows how Patrick Mahomes is. So while Patrick Mahomes is keeping the play alive, he keeps his routes alive. He's moving around. Patrick Mahomes is always looking for him. Same with Kelce. So holy hell. I could have put the Eagles D there again, but I just figured I'd put our actual nickel corner. But we're a zone. I doubt you have man coverage of Avonte Maddox on Tyreek Hill. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, I really hope that we can shut these guys down. It's going to be a tough matchup, ladies and gentlemen, but I think if, we learned anything from last week, we come out running the ball, doing the things that we know we're good at, accentuating our player skill sets. Nick Sirianni, he's got to have a better game. Hurts, everybody's got to have a better game. So it's going to be a good game. I can't wait to be there. I'm going to get to see Andy Reid again. And then we go from there to, oh my God, dude, LaShawn McCoy. Holy hell. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, so let's hope for an Eagles victory. We'll try to get that W, but I'll try to take as many pictures, videos, whatever I can tomorrow while I'm there. And then I'll be traveling home. I don't know if I'll be able to make a video when I get home. I'll try, actually. If I do, we'll talk about the game, win, lose, or tie, baby. But either way, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. You can try to reach out to me if you need anything, any kind of like streams or whatever you're looking for. I always try to help you guys. But yeah, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out, whether it's you're talking about football, life, whatever. You guys know the drill. But I appreciate you. I got to get rolling out here. But thank you for following me on all these platforms. Appreciate you hitting that like button. Appreciate you subscribing to the YouTube channel. Truly appreciate all of your guys' support. But I'm going to get rolling. Have yourselves a great night. We're going to beat some Chiefs tomorrow. Let's shock the world. I know it's going to be a very tough task and not a very high chance, but let's believe. Come on, Hurts. Let's go. Pull things together. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to roll. Have a great rest of your weekend. It's game time tomorrow, baby. So I'll talk to you then. Have a great night. And as always, go Birds!